Title: Love Came Home at Christmas. During a festive season many years ago, there lived a young boy named Daniel. Daniel was not born in the village. He lived in the city with his parents and younger sister, surrounded by tall buildings and busy roads. But every Christmas, like a promise sealed by tradition, Daniel's family returned to the village of his grandparents, a place where the nights were quiet, the stars were bold, and stories lived longer than people. That particular Christmas, when Daniel was 15, would change his life forever. The village welcomed them with open arms. Goats bleated in celebration, women pounded yam with extra joy, and the air smelled of firewood, roasted corn, and expectation. Daniel's grandfather, Mr. Samuel, sat proudly on his wooden stool, smiling as if Christmas itself lived in his chest. "City boy," his grandfather teased, tapping his walking stick on the ground. "This village will remind you who you are." Daniel laughed, not knowing how true those words would become. By the second day, Daniel had already been absorbed into village life. He fetched water from the stream at dawn, joined the boys in clearing the village square, and followed elders as they prepared for the Christmas masquerade. At night, he sat by moonlight listening to folktales about love, loss, and destiny. It was during one of those village activities that he met Grace. Grace was carrying firewood on her head when they first crossed paths. She walked with quiet confidence, her eyes calm like someone who understood patience too well. When Daniel offered to help, she looked at him, surprised. "You are not from here," she said simply. Daniel smiled. "Is it that obvious?" She nodded. "Your hands are too soft." They both laughed, and in that laughter, something gentle began. From that day on, they found reasons to meet, at the stream, under the mango tree, during evening rehearsals for the Christmas dance. They spoke about small things, school, dreams, and the strange difference between city noise and village silence. On Christmas Day, the village gathered in its finest. Drums echoed through the air, and joy danced barefoot on the red earth. Daniel and Grace danced too, awkwardly at first, then freely, as if the drums were telling their own story. By New Year's Day, Daniel knew something painful. He had to leave. The morning he left, Grace did not come to the compound. Daniel searched the road, the mango tree, the stream, but she was nowhere to be found. As the car drove away, harmattan dust rose behind them, blurring his view of the village. Grace watched from behind a palm tree. She did not wave. Some goodbyes are too heavy to carry. Life returned to routine, but memories do not follow schedules. Daniel went back to school. 1 year passed. Then another. Then another. Exams, responsibilities, growing up, each year stealing Christmas away from the village. There were no phones, no letters. Time stood between them like a stubborn river. Back in the village, Grace waited. Each Christmas, she dressed in hope. Each New Year, she folded disappointment neatly into her heart. People whispered, "He has forgotten her. He was only a visitor." City boys don't remember villages. By the fourth Christmas, Grace stopped waiting. She focused on helping her mother, teaching younger children, and learning to smile without expectation. Love, she told herself, was a story meant for other people. That same year, far away, Daniel stood in his city apartment staring at the calendar. For years, he had grown taller, wiser, heavier with regret. That night, he told his parents, "I'm going back to the village this Christmas." His mother looked at him carefully. "Why now?" Daniel replied softly, "Because some stories don't end unless you return." The village felt different when he arrived, smaller, quieter, older. Daniel searched for Grace immediately. He was told she had gone to the stream. The same stream where they once laughed. He walked there slowly, afraid that time might have erased him from her memory. Grace stood by the water, her reflection steady, her heart guarded. When she turned and saw him, the harmattan wind held its breath. Grace, Daniel said. She looked at him for a long moment, then turned back to the stream. You came late, she said. I know, he replied. But I came. Silence stretched between them, heavy with all the years unsaid. I waited, she whispered. Until waiting became painful. Daniel stepped closer. And I thought of you every Christmas. I just didn't know how to come back sooner. Grace faced him then. Love without presence is hope that fades. I'm here now, Daniel said. And I'm not leaving again. The drums began to beat in the distance. The village gathered once more. This time, Daniel stood beside Grace, not as a visitor, but as someone who had chosen to return. When they danced that night, the elders smiled knowingly. Because in African villages, love is not measured by speed, but by return.